A massive iceberg has broken off of Antarctica. The chunk of ice weighs more than 1 trillion tons and spans 2,200 square miles. That's as big as the state of Delaware. Mark Phillips has traveled around the world reporting on the effects of climate change, and he was actually in Antarctica earlier this year. Joins us now by phone. Mark, good to have you with us. First, tell us about what you saw in Antarctica when you were there earlier this year.
Well, I was there in what is the Antarctic summer, so 4 or 6 months ago now. Now they're in the depths of winter, which makes the breaking off of this, I guess we can call it an iceberg, one of the largest ones there ever was being talked about. The issue at the time, though, these things happen from time to time, and the big debate in the scientific community was whether this was directly related to climate change and to global warming, or whether it was just another of a series of phenomena that have happened over the years, and the opinion was pretty mixed in the scientific community. That was the point, that the people were in the process of trying to figure out whether this was in any way an extraordinary event or one that they had seen several times before.
Mark, was this particular iceberg, given that this has been years in the making, was it on your radar while you were there, and does this break-off come as a surprise to you?
No, it's not a surprise. If anything, people were waiting for it to happen. There have been a series of photographs taken by various countries that do ice surveys in the area, watching the crack grow over the past several months, and the breakaway was imminent, so it's not a surprise. What's impressive about it is the size of the thing. This is, as you said in your introduction, the size of the state of Delaware. It's a massive thing. It won't, as some other phenomenon related to global warming it will not have an effect on rising sea levels and what have you around the world, because this is part of the ice shelf that is breaking off. It's already floating. It's already displacing whatever water it's going to displace. And it's more of an indicator of anything rather than a harbinger of any kind of major environmental issue or crisis yet to come.
From what I've read about this particular iceberg breaking off, this is one of the natural processes that you alluded to has been happening for millions of years. It's not directly related to climate change, and yet you traveled to Antarctica for CBS to look at what's considered by many scientists to be the front lines of climate change. Can you just sort of recap quickly, Mark, what you saw there that people that will never have the chance to get that close should know?
Well, what's happening in Antarctica and in both polar regions, north and south, are major changes in the way that the ice is behaving. Less of it forms each winter, more of it disappears each summer. What's there tends to be more fragile, what they call first-year ice, rather than multiple-year ice, which builds up, as the name suggests, over the course of time. So while we can say that this iceberg that has broken off is not a direct consequence of any major global warming or climate change, it does seem to have been in some way influenced by that process, simply because the ice structure in Antarctica is dynamic. It's on the move. The glaciers are moving more quickly. Some of them are retreating. It's the same sort of thing as we're seeing in the northern hemisphere in places like Greenland. So it's not an event to be ignored. At the same time as it's not anything to panic about.
Well, Mark Phillips, thank you so much for your insights and for the context. Appreciate it.